Hello everyone and welcome to the restart of the Star Citizen series. Update 4.0 arrived at the beginning of this year, but as expected it was pretty buggy. About 2 months later 4.1 arrived, and pretty recently I thought it's a good time to return to the verse. The biggest changes are the star system Pyro, which I can't wait to explore later on in this series. But I'm even more excited about server meshing, which allows us to play with up to 600 people. And honestly, it works much more smooth than I expected. But without further ado, let's dive into it. Because of the server wipe with update 4, we had to start at the very beginning again. So the first thing we needed was money. So we took the metro to the spaceport to get our ship and start with some rolling missions. To earn money, but also to get back into the game and its controls. It has been a while. For the restart of the series, I got us a stick and a throttle. It's much more fun to fly with those, but honestly, it took me quite some days to get the controls redirected in a way that suits me. So the hauling missions were also the best start to slowly get familiar with the new equipment. I really enjoy the new cargo system. It's a little buggy at times, but that's all I know. The fact that we have to unload and load our goods by ourselves now is very enjoyable and makes the game much more immersive in my opinion. I love the atmosphere when you leave a space station in this game. The illusion of the sound of silence is pretty much like in the old sci-fi movies. After the tutorial and our first hauling mission we had about 100k. But our reputation was still very low, so it was time to climb up those ranks. Well, it wouldn't be Star Citizen if we wouldn't have had many bugs. Many cargo elevators at the moons and the planets were bugged or didn't work properly. Which is sad, because those are the most fun delivery missions. More reliable are the hauling missions from space station to space station. But even those were slightly bugged. Many of these stations classified you as trespasser and didn't answer at hangar requests. You can work around those though, by entering the station at the landing pad. As soon as you are in, your hangar request gets a permission, somehow. Which led to some funny moments like this one. I was on the way to the landing pad when another player left the hangar, so I thought that's my chance to get in. Other than that though, we had a rather smooth experience. I was very surprised how well the servers handle 600 people. Much better than I expected, to be honest. Anyway, after a couple of hours we had about 700k, so I thought it's time to rent us another ship, because I wanted to do some more rewarding hauling missions. Therefore we needed a ship which offers more cargo space. The Constellation Taurus is a medium freight ship that offers 174 SCU, which is a lot more than the 66 SCU that my starter ship, the Freelancer, offers. I like the design of the Constellation series. The Taurus even offers a tractor beam, which took me a while to notice, to be honest. I will show all the ships more properly later on in this series, but the first few episodes is the typical me. I love to grind some ranks and money at first. A few hours later we reach the experience rank, which unlocks very lucrative missions. But those missions need a ship that can carry at least 10 times more load than our Constellation towers. In fact, there is only one ship that can carry as much weight by now, which is the Hull C. Unfortunately, you can't rent this ship and it costs about 50 millions to buy. So that's something for much later in this series. I also want to show you something I very much like about the new update. We had a delivery mission to a scrapyard on a moon of Microtech. The cargo lift there was pretty small in size. At the spaceports and stations you often get your load stacked, so one above the other. Therefore I also stacked them on this tiny lift. By the way, I love the 600 player servers. The verse is so busy now. The stations and spaceports are full of in and outcoming ships. That said, there's also a little downside to it, which I will show later on. But in general, it's nothing but awesome to play with 600 people. Even on the moons of Microtech, you have a very good chance to run into people now. I love it. Back to our mission though. This elevator couldn't handle stacked cargo, so I thought we failed the entire mission. But no. If something bugs out nearby a cargo elevator or in your hangar, then it gets automatically stored into your cargo station there. Which I very much like and which saved us a couple of missions, to be honest. Anyway, we were almost freezing to death, so we let the other player have the elevator. In the meantime, we went back to our ship to escape the cold temperatures. Soon after we were good to go again and the other player already left. So we got our stuff out of our storage, sent it right back and finished the mission. I really think this new feature will come in handy. Another new feature I like is the new map. Well, the star map is still pretty bad in my opinion, but the location map is very nice. Which I discovered here. We had to pick up some goods at the Kovalex distribution center. But somehow our multi-tool was broken. So I was looking for a shop there because I never really explored those places before. After a while I discovered the location map and could immediately see that there's no shop around. Fun fact, we were with the Constellation there, which has a tractor beam. As you already saw, but I didn't know at this point. Anyway, the new map is also very useful in my opinion. The only downside to 600 players are the limited hangar capacities at times. Especially at busy stations like Tesla, but also in many other areas you will often find yourself in a queue for a hangar. Nothing crazy, mostly just first or second in line. But it also led to overlapping hangar situations, or in other words, bugs and glitches. I never got any damage in those moments though, so I was fine with it. A small price for the experience of 600 people in the verse in my opinion. After we almost freeze to death on that moon, I decided to buy a better suit to handle at least some more temperature extremes. I also got as a backpack some med pens and a pretty basic standard rifle, which you will see in action in the next episode. At another mission we discovered an atlas. Probably from another player, but nobody was around, so we had to give it a try. This reminds me so much of Alien. We have to get one of these. Since we talk about it, the first part was still the best part in my opinion. Feel free to let me know if you have a different opinion on this. And by the way, I would also appreciate a like if you made it that far. Last but not least, I want to show you another typical me moment. We quantum travel to collect cargo at the Magnus Gate. Well, and as you know, those quantum travels can take a couple of minutes, so I decided to get myself a coffee. Stupid me didn't have in mind that I have a throttle now, so I forgot to push the throttle back. Therefore, we had full throttle when we arrived. So of course this happened. After I got back from the kitchen with my coffee, I saw this screen. I didn't even know what happened at first. It was a good coffee though, so kind of worth it. That's it for today, and I have to say I'm really surprised how well the server handles 600 people. I'm also quite happy with our start. We made some money, but even more I got a feeling for the control, especially with the stick and the throttle, which I wasn't really used to. I guess the last time I used the stick was in Log On about 25 years ago. Jeez, I'm old. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and that I see you in the next one, where we will do some bounty hunting. Your Mombi.